But I'm so excited to be here today. I just had the most nourishing retreat that I was facilitating for over the new year. Happy New Year, everyone. And I played hours and hours of singing bowls over the course of a few days, and it was so beautiful. And the bowls were so well received, and it was so nourishing for me to even play for that long. Generally, I'm doing like a sound bath here and there. So to play for like hours, like multiple days in a row, was really, really sweet and offering just a really nourishing yoga practice. And I love to share my medicine in that way. And I'm so happy to be here with you this morning. How is everybody feeling? So I just want to do like a quick check-in, really to see how you're feeling this morning, how you're feeling in the start of the new year in January, the full moon. So we have a lot of energies coming into the new year, and yeah, we're in for a ride this year, and I just want to invite in really this deep feeling of coming back into the self and into the body and feeling the nourishment that we can offer ourselves. I talked a lot about in the last one about almost a month ago. I talked about prioritizing self-care and especially during the busy holiday season and what that means and how we can really support ourselves when kind of the collective energy is bringing a lot of chaos and more fast pacedness and busyness and the consumerism and things like that. And so now we've kind of like settled out of that, and moving into this new energy. And we have our words for the years and our prayers and maybe things we want to change or put into place. And that's beautiful. And so I really want to like invite in grounding that in, whatever you really are calling in this year, whatever your prayers are for this year, whatever your word of the year is, if you have intentions, like whatever you feel like you're bringing into this new year, just really allowing that to take up space in your body, just to move into the cells of your body and really feel that sense of groundedness. When we have these thoughts and these ideas and these prayers, it's great to like have them in the mind and kind of have them out here, but we really want to like bring them into the body. Is this actually like for me? And how can we really root these into the body so that they can manifest in the physical in our lives, in our opportunities in our relationships and in all of that. And so something that I was really calling in last year was more community and collaboration. And that's actually for me, that's rippling into this year. I'm really calling in more community, sisterhood, really stepping into like the more of a leadership role. But what I've noticed is, and sometimes it takes an entire year for things to really manifest, but I've noticed how like the things that I've called in last year in the more collaborations and things like that are really starting to take fruition. And maybe some of that was sprinkled in throughout 2025, but it's kind of rippling into 2026, and I've already had collaboration opportunities from the end of 2025 into 2026, which has been so beautiful because that was really a big prayer for me. I feel like I really thrive in collaborations. And so this year for me, it's really stepping into that leadership. I'm teaching more of my training again. I'm going to be teaching the sound healing practitioner training as well, and to be in this leadership role, but also just be open to opportunities that really present themselves, and whatever that means, whatever it looks like, trusting that like my medicine and my magic is going to arrive in the place for the people that are meant to receive it, right? I'm not out there like forcing or trying to make things happen, but I'm really coming just back to myself and my own rootedness and my own groundedness, allowing my physical body to integrate, my energetic shifts that have happened as well. And just allowing those to come in naturally has been really, really beautiful. It's been such a softening and such expansion in that. I felt so much expansion in, the couple opportunities that presented themselves was they were an edge for me, and they were an ability for me to really step into a greater role. And there was so much like expansion of that, and so just inviting in that. We're not here to force or to push, we can really settle in, like kind of like sit back a little bit, right? And like trust that things are going to arrive. And that doesn't mean like, okay, we're just going to like sit back and like turn on Netflix and not do anything, right? We're still like doing things, we're still doing our practices, and we're still doing our action steps, but we're really like allowing ourselves to sit back and really receive what's meant for us. And it's so beautiful, when things spark and the surprises arrive and the opportunities present, they can be really unexpected and really sweet and magical. So I just want to like invite in space for that. And with that said, it's like beautiful to be in that space and kind of in that like receptivity in the feminine. And also something else I want to bring forward in the messages today is really creating structure for that, and routine. And something that I really noticed with my own energy and my own body is I actually really thrive in a routine. When I have a schedule and my body is kind of familiar with what I'm doing at certain times of the day, it really is supportive for me. It's kind of like this containment that feels really like safe and like a sense of security. And so, whether you have like, a job or some kind of routine, but we can always just create these routines for ourselves. Maybe we have our morning rituals, and then maybe we have a certain time we focus on our self-care, certain time we focus on our business, certain time we focus on our family, things like that. Maybe we're going to the gym at a certain time, or we're taking walks at a certain time. Whatever that looks like for you, it can be really supportive. And also something that's really supportive for me when I'm really trying to like focus and get things done is writing them down on a list. I have a giant whiteboard right here next to me. Can't see. And I write, it's, I've noticed when I write my tasks down and I can erase them, that I accomplish way more. And it feels fulfilling to be able to like erase things off the list. It feels like satisfying, like, oh, I'm accomplishing things, so there's like some self accountability in that. But it can be really supportive to have the structure. I've noticed like in my business, when I really make space to like get the structure and the foundations in place, this is when things are like there's movement, because there's the foundations, and you think of like building a house, like you have to kind of, like you get the land ready, and then you build the foundation, and then you can build the rest of the things. And at the very end, that's when you're like decorating and doing all like the more fun stuff sometimes. So anyway, just like inviting that in and being soft, and it can be slow. It can be slow. I just really want to like bring in the invitation, like there's no rush. There's no hurry, like there's nowhere to get to. And really the invitation to like bring it down and allow there to be more spaciousness. Take a pause, take a breath, listen to the meditation, go to the yoga class, like whatever you need to do for yourself, because things are going to move at their natural pace. And when we can really start to connect more with like the pulse of nature and the pulse of the earth, we have our seasons, just like the weather and the earth has their seasons. Like we also have seasons, and we can move with the energies and the seasons in a way that is really supportive for us. And if we're in a season of pause and rest, and we're trying to go, 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 it's going to lead to burnout and it's going to lead to exhaustion, but then there might be a time where it's like, oh my gosh, I have all this energy and all this momentum, right? And that's when we can really like take more action and do more things. So, really listening to the body and the pulse and working with it, and on the days that you feel less energy, like take a nap, get some rest. On the days that you feel more energy, okay, like you have your list and you can be really productive. So just that invitation, it's all the work that I do, all the work that I share, what I teach to practitioners is really coming back into the body, being in our embodiment, being rooted in our body. So many practices take us out of our body, into the astral realm, into the cosmos, and it's wonderful to like play up there. But I'm more interested in really being connected into the body, into the soma, like what's happening, how can the body inform how my day is, what my decisions are, how I'm navigating life, how I'm showing up. And this is like deepening our connection with our own wisdom and our own guidance. And this is when we really can flourish. So, yeah, just the invitation to just connect back into the body and listen, and let the body be the guide, um, can be the best medicine for ourselves. So I hope that was supportive for you. I'm gonna do my best to be here every week, and I'll try to have the events created ahead of time, and I'll have a little bit of break when I'm traveling at the end of the month. But if you have any questions or any topics or any thoughts you want me to talk about on here, answer questions, I am happy to do that. Just leave them in the group or in the events, and I will offer that support. Thank you so much for being here. Have a beautiful day.